Hi everyone, I just wanted to do a quick video on when the full moon in Pisces, which happened last night. I know this is like major energy shifts that are going on just now. A lot of planets are moving, and this will be ongoing until about the 26th of September. Okay, so people will, no matter what sign of the zodiac you are, this can affect you. Um, So let's have a wee look at the planets first, and I want to discuss it a bit more. Now, I'm not an astrologer, I don't claim to be one, but I love astrology a lot. I do have knowledge on it, but I just want to talk about for the people that don't really know what's going on, but they can feel a bit out of sorts, and they're not sure why. This could be the reason why, okay? Um, you're maybe just not in character as you normally are. Um, so full moon in Pisces. Well, let's talk about the moon. Um, the moon. It talks about mysteries. It talks about secrets. It can talk about things being seen in the light of the moonlight. It can talk about things done in the dark. It can talk about dreamy sort of states of mind. It can talk about illusions, okay, so things that are um, you're seeing but you're maybe not seeing all of it, okay, so there is some sort of, can be a bit of confusion when the moon's about, okay, that sense of illusion, things are not as they seem. Can also talk, well, the moon is in the tarot represented as Pisces card, okay, so let's talk about Pisces because the moon is in Pisces, okay, so Pisces, I've got a lot of love for Pisces. Um, Pisces are dreamy people. There's the two fish, they spend a lot of the time not in reality, they do a lot of dreaming, a lot of thinking. They're very compassionate, they're very caring, they're very emotional, they can be very, it can be very sensitive, just like all the water signs, okay? But they can be a bit of a martyr, okay? Pisces will keep on going. Whether it's not bringing them any happiness or success, they will keep on going. They're a bit of a martyr for the cause, okay? So they put a lot of people before their own selves, okay? Also, Pisces is the most psychic sign in the zodiac, okay? So they live between the spiritual and the normal, okay? And sometimes they find that very difficult, okay? Um, they pick up on people's energies very, very quickly. In fact, sometimes if they're not understanding of their Pisces sign, they can totally soak that in. They take on other people's feelings, emotions, like an empath does, and that's can be good to a certain point, but unhealthy to another certain point. Okay, so it's about they have to understand their own value, their own worth, and when to help and not help. And you know what, Pisces are very, as I said, they're very compassionate signs. And sometimes on one meeting, a Pisces will know the intentions of another, whether they're coming from a good place or not. They can also, on the dark side of a Pisces, they can be quite manipulative. I guess on the dark side of most water signs, they can be manipulative. Okay, they can be a bit self-centered. But yeah, there's a lot more to Pisces than just that. But they are a very caring, loving sign. Okay, and family means a lot to them. So the full moon in Pisces, which could evoke quite a lot of emotions, okay? So let's talk about Neptune, because these are the planets that are going to be moving over the next 2 weeks and then aligning. Neptune is dreams and illusions, very like the moon, okay? Mercury, okay, Mercury is about intellect, ideas. Mercury was the messenger of the gods back in the day, okay? They try to make sense of things, and with Mercury, you could be receiving messages or you could be giving them. Venus, well, it's the planet of love. What can you say about that? Saturn is moving as well. Saturn doesn't make things easy. It's a very karmic energy. So whatever you've put out, you're probably going to get back. It can cause a lot of restrictions as well, Saturn, okay? Mars is moving as well. Mars, god of war. It's about fiery energy. It's about action. Can be about anger. So some of you might be feeling these emotions depending on your natal chart and what you've got in what chart. It's always about survival for Mars. It can talk about sexual desires as well. Jupiter is also on the move, thinking, that's the thinking planet, okay? A lot of self-reflection, a lot of thinking, higher learning, searching for answers. But Jupiter is quite a lucky planet, okay? It's this also, there is a bit of good fortune with it, all right? The Sun in the tarot is the most positive card, okay? It's about success, all right? But again, on the flip side, on the dark side, the Sun, it can be selfishness and self-centeredness, okay? The Moon, we've talked about that, can cause fears and confusions and illusions. So what is this time about? Well, this time is about closures of old cycles, things that are not paying you, things that are not needing to be in your life. It talks about new beginnings, so it's quite like the death card in a way. It's kind of like rebirth and transformation, okay? Things have to end or change. So old emotions could be rising up at this time. You might be feeling more emotional. It might be bringing old wounds up to the surface. And this time, this can cloud your judgment, okay? So trying to avoid making big changes within the next couple of weeks. My advice would be try and be gentle with yourself. Don't add any extra pressure to yourself. Try and meditate and keep a balance, because this is a time when some signs really need to keep a balance. There will be time for inner reflection, so you will be going hermit mode because it is the Virgo season also. Let's talk about Virgo. Well, Virgo is quite a loyal sign. They like to perfect things. They look for perfection. They like to organise things, whether that's thoughts, emotions, feelings, or your life journey or your life path, where you're supposed to be going. What is your purpose, sort of thing. So even though it's Moon in Pisces, it's still in the Virgo season, okay? It's also a good time to try and be compassionate with yourself and others. There might be a sense of acting rash during this time, okay? Try to think about your actions or words before they come out or the action is made, as this can cause more confusion. It can actually cause embarrassment and maybe a little regret, so be careful with what you're doing and your intentions. Things are going to be magnified for some people as well, so there's going to be that feeling of things are being a lot bigger or worse than they actually are. People might want to take unnecessary risks. Like I said before, you might want to act quite rash, and you have to slow down and consider before taking action or speaking, okay? Try to remain grounded and humble through this time. So to do that, I would suggest maybe meditation, yoga, get out into nature. If you got a lot of water in your chart or you're a water sign, try and be near water. That's quite a healing thing. Go to the beach, spend time by a river, whatever, a lake. Just try and soak up nature, okay? Because this can be quite healing as well for you guys, for anyone really. During this time, as we said, it's good. This is a good time. It's like purging, okay? So you're letting go and forgiving yourself and others. It's about inner healing. It's about recognising any emotions that are coming up, acknowledging them, working on them. Pay attention to your inner voice, because the moon also does talk about your intuition. It talks about the spiritual realm. It can talk about being quite psychic as well. As we said, Pisces is very psychic. So a lot of you guys, your intuition might be a lot more at peak. This might be a good time as well to start looking into spirituality if that's something that you know that you've always kind of wondered about. Pay attention to your inner voice, okay? So listen to yourself, your higher self. As they say, all answers are within us, okay? But we don't always realise that. Pay attention to any dreams. You know, Spirit could be trying to guide you as well through this time, so it's about being open to that. Anything that's happening in your dreams, write it down, keep a dream journal. This could be very relevant because, as we've talked about, the moon does represent dreams, and so does Neptune. So no big decisions, I would say, in this time. Set healthy boundaries with people and yourself. Don't run from your emotions. You have to feel, you need to do some work with them, okay, the things that you're feeling, okay, and acknowledging them, and maybe then being able to let it go so that you can have that transformation and that you can have that rebirth. Now, I've pulled some cards. I'm not doing a lot of tarot on this one, but it's just really advice and guidance and what we can kind of expect through this time. It's a collective read. It's not going to resonate for everyone. I've used the Universe Has Your Back cards. I felt like they were quite relevant at this time. Archangel Oracle cards, okay, and I'm going to use Nature Whisper cards, and I've pulled a couple of the tarot cards. So some of you guys might have a decision to make, alright? We've got the Two of Swords here. This is talking about making some sort of decision again. There's a moon in here, so you're not seeing things clearly, so we can see up here. So maybe at the moment, if this is a big decision, I would hold off, try and do some inner reflection, okay? But it's saying that you guys have to make some sort of decision. This has got to do with your thoughts. It might be changing your old thought process, okay? Maybe that's not paying you. So again, it's about outdated modes of thinking. But yeah, you have some sort of decision to make, some sort of communication. Now, let's have a look at the tarot here. We've got the Tower